Time of the gentleman has expired. Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Foster, is it extreme and an effort to intimidate the court when left-wing groups pay people who tell them where a Supreme Court justice is having dinner with his family? Is that extreme?
Yes.
Is it extreme when the court, for the first time in history, someone in the court leaks a draft opinion? Is that extreme and an effort to intimidate the court?
Yes.
Is it extreme when, and an effort to intimidate the court when the Speaker of the House holds up a bill for 4 weeks designed to protect, giving protection to a Supreme Court justice's family who've had their kids' school put online? Is that extreme?
Yes.
Is it extreme? Is it extreme then when the Justice Department, key agency in the executive branch, fails to prosecute protesters, ignoring a statute that's directly on point when they're protesting at Supreme Court justices' home in an effort to intimidate them and influence a decision, a case pending in front of the court? Is that extreme in an effort to intimidate the court?
Yes.
How about the 50 incidents in 10 weeks of crisis pregnancy centers and churches being attacked by left-wing activists? Is that extreme and an effort to intimidate pro-life Americans around the country?
Yes.
Give us a lecture on extreme. You got to be kidding me. Let me ask you this. We noticed today that when you came in, you had a security detail with you. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
And this is the second time you've testified in front of our committee?
It is.
When you testified a few weeks ago, what date? Can you refresh me? I don't remember the date. It was May, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe I guess it was two.
Post-leak.
Post-leak. So I think it was May, middle of May, you testified. Did you have security detail then?
I did not. I did not have personal security detail at the time.
Is there a reason you have him now then?
There is. I've had to employ both personal and office security because of the threats that I and my colleagues have received, similar to the threats that have been received and, in fact, carried out all across the country with those 50 attacks.
So here's what I want to do. Did you receive those threats after you testified?
Yes.
So that's when they started. You testified as a Republican witness, pro-life witness in front of this committee, then you started getting threats, and as a result, you now have to have security detail. Is that right, Ms.?
That's correct.
So it's not just the pro-life clinics and churches, it's people who have the willingness to come forward and testify in a hearing in front of the United States Congress who also get, I mean, we all know, the left always talks about the threats they get. We all get these threats. It's terrible. Well, I wish no one did. I don't want anyone to have these things. Doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on, we shouldn't have it. But all I know is in 10 weeks, we've had 50 happen to pro-life crisis pregnancy centers and to churches. Ms. Warbelow, do you agree with the leaking of the Dobbs opinion?
I do not, but I do want to clarify that is not the first time that a Supreme Court opinion has been leaked, and we don't know who leaked the opinion or for what purpose.
I don't know. I don't pretend to know who leaked it. I'm just asking if you agree with the leak, because someone on the left seemed to agree with that. Ms. Foster, this concerted effort by the left to engage in an effort to intimidate the court, I think, is dangerous, particularly when you have the legislative branch of government, as evidenced by the actions taken by Speaker Pelosi in holding up that legislation, and the lack of efforts to enforce a statute, 18 U.S.C. Section 1507, by the executive branch, the Justice Department. When you have two branches of government looking to be a part of the left's effort to intimidate a separate and equal branch of government, I find that very troubling. And as someone who understands the Constitution, a constitutional scholar, give me your thoughts on that.
I certainly agree that it's troubling. The legislation that would protect Supreme Court justices should never be held up. No one should be subjected to violence, whether in their home, at their church, at their ministry, or in the womb.
Yeah, well said, well said. And the idea that we had an assassination attempt on a sitting justice in America, as my colleague, Mr. Johnson, said, the freest, greatest country ever, is just so wrong. But it's driven by, I think, the statements made by Senator Schumer on the steps of the Capitol when he talked about unleashing the whirlwind. We have certainly seen that play out in the last 10 weeks here in our great country, and that's unfortunate, and I hope it changes. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.